What if the single biggest drain on your net worth isn't your marketing? It isn't your overhead or your fulfillment. It's your fractured attention span. You spend your entire week bragging about your ability to multitask. You sit there with 14 tabs open, juggling Slack alerts, answering urgent texts, and bouncing from fire to fire like an unmedicated toddler. You tell yourself this chaotic movement means you're a hands on leader. You convince yourself that staying plugged into the matrix 24/7 is the only way to scale. What I mean is, you have become entirely addicted to the noise because the noise saves you from doing the actual heavy strategic thinking required to conquer your market. Welcome back to the Achieve Your Apex podcast. I'm Chad Hyams, your voice of reason. Today, we are locking in the fourth and final pillar of our summer series, the Core Four. These are the four foundational pillars that separate the people who talk about big goals from the leaders who actually conquer them. Let's review the machine we've engineered over this month. In episode 1, we unlocked pillar 1, energy. We established how to protect your calendar architecture, stop leaking power. In the next episode, we added pillar 2, routine. We built those steel tracks of the daily automation to eliminate decision fatigue before your day begins. Last episode, we locked in pillar number 3, physical health. We treated your biology like a precision enterprise asset because a high performance empire requires a flawless engine. Today, we're going to wrap up July and wrap up the series with pillar number 4, focus. If your energy is your high octane fuel, routine, we said, was your track, and health is the structural integrity of that train, focus is the absolute clarity of your destination. You can have a flawless machine firing on elite fuel on a perfectly straight track. Yet if that conductor is blindfolded, that train's still going to end up in a ditch at some point. Let's expose the massive delusion that trips up almost every ambitious performer that's listening right now. We have been conditioned by the toxic hustle culture to believe that being accessible always is a badge of honor. You honestly think if you don't respond to an email within 4 seconds, your company is going to vanish? It won't. That's just bad math. When you operate in a state of constant, fragmented attention, your execution becomes incredibly sloppy. You give everyone pieces of your mind, yet you never give your business your entire mind. High performers do not protect their focus just to clear a to-do list. They do it because cognitive depth dictates how quickly they can solve complex problems and dominate execution while everyone else is still spinning their wheels. To build an elite foundation of focus, stop guessing and start engineering strategic solitude. You track your revenue, your sales conversions, your profit margins. So why are you treating your attention span like an open source public park? You do not need a massive, overwhelming lifestyle to fix this pillar. That's just another convenient story you're going to tell yourself so you can remain distracted. You need to just manage 3 critical anchor points within your daily focus structure. First, let's talk about that strategic solitude that I mentioned. This is about blocking out the noise so you can look at your business systems with absolute clarity. It means scheduling a non-negotiable meeting with yourself on your calendar. No phones, no notifications, no interruptions. This is where you audit your processes, analyze where the bottlenecks are, and make high leverage decisions. If you cannot sit quietly in a room for 60 minutes to analyze all of your metrics, you don't own a business, you own a very stressful, low-paying job. Second, we lock in deep execution. This is about single tasking with zero compromise. When you are in an execution block, you are fully in that execution block. You're not checking your phone, you're not browsing the web, and you are definitely not multitasking. Data shows us that every time you switch tasks, it takes your brain an average of 23 minutes to refocus. You think you save time by doing 3 things at once. Hey, alpha performer, you're actually sabotaging your operational capacity. Own the block so your mind stays razor sharp under pressure. If I were checking my text messages or looking up a score in an event right now, this podcast would sound very different. Third, execute boundary mastery. This is the secret weapon most achievers completely ignore because they want to be people pleasers. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. They're about keeping your vision in. It means setting hard, non-negotiable limits on when you are available. If your team, your client, or your family can just access you at any second of the day, you have abdicated your role as leader. Elite output requires elite boundaries. Okay, let's wrap up this month-long journey and run a complete audit of the core 4 so we can see what we've built. Energy, stop leaking power and protect that calendar. Routine, build those steel tracks of automation to eliminate decision fatigue. Health, treat your body like an enterprise asset, not an old rental car. And focus, engineer strategic solitude to analyze your systems with absolute clarity. If you want elite output, invest in all 4. You don't get to pick and choose. These are integrated. Here is your responsibility for today. Look closely at your calendar over the last 2 weeks. This is what I've challenged you to do each time. Would I see clear evidence that you value strategic focus as a high-level business asset? Or would I see a pattern of total chaos, letting everyone else dictate where your attention actually goes? So your challenge is direct. Pick one of the 3 metrics that we broke down today, just one. Schedule a hard 1-hour block of strategic solitude, locking in that dedicated deep execution window with no notifications to disturb you. Or go set a firm boundary, maybe on your digital accessibility or your phone when it's allowed to ring and text. Track whichever you choose ruthlessly for the next week. Own your attention span. Now we've locked in the core 4. You have the framework. You have the data. You have the metrics. Now it's up to you to execute. If I can ever be of assistance in that, just text Chad to 59559 and I'll reach out to you and see what I can do to help. Remember, control your energy. Automate your routines. Build your health habits and master your focus. And as always, keep climbing.